he was probably about 89 or something like that when we first met him. He flew the last mission. He was a bomber pilot. He flew the last mission in World War II over Tokyo.
Wow.
What an interesting guy.
Is there maybe one or two stories from that trip that would be, but maybe were the most memorable?
Well, we did this for over 4 years. Okay, so we certainly had 4 years worth of stories that we could tell, but I guess in general, the one thing I would want to share with you is we met so many wonderful people doing this. It's unbelievable. I mean, we met people like Paul Mason from Maine. Paul flew he was probably about 89 or something like that when we first met him. He flew the last mission. He was a bomber pilot. He flew the last mission in World War II over Tokyo.
Wow.
What an interesting guy. And we would see him down in Florida every winter, and then when we'd be up in Maine, we were only about an hour away from where he lived, and we would go and take him out for breakfast, and he just was a great guy to get to know. And then we got to know Gary and Anita from Michigan, and Chris from Michigan, and then trying to think of some of the other people. Don and Randy from Maine became probably our best friends while we were full timing. And then the interesting thing that happened was we had no idea, but here we are from Lehighton, and we get down there to this campground in Miami, and we go to see a movie. They had a movie night on a Wednesday night, and we sit down, and this lady who sat down beside us introduces herself, and she said something about her son. And I said, Schmitty's your son? And she just said, how do you know him? I said, well, he played baseball with my son. He was at my house plenty of times, and my kid was at yours. Here they were from Jim Thorpe.
Oh
They
wow.
only lived about 5 miles away, and here we got to meet them in Miami, Florida, of all places. But we really got to meet a lot of neat people. That was really cool. The other thing was I had a Siberian. We had a Siberian Husky who was really a beautiful looking dog, and through him, we would get to meet people. Oh my gosh, everybody loved this dog. They'd be coming up taking pictures of him, and he and I hiked. There's 114 miles of trails in Acadia National Park. He and I basically hiked all of them. I hiked all of them. He could not hike the ones where there were ladders. There was a couple trails with ladders, so those are the ones that he couldn't make it on. But anyway, we had a lot of places. We kayaked, interesting places. We kayaked right past alligators in Florida. At first, I thought, oh man, I don't know if we can be kayaking with all these alligators around. Turned out that time of year in the winter, they aren't really very active. So you could kind of paddle right past them, and they kind of pay you no mind for the most part.